Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a man who was well known for his criminal and sinful ways. He had been involved in many heinous crimes, and people were afraid of him. He had always been feared, and hated by most people around him. Despite his notoriety, deep down inside, he knew that he wanted to change and turn his life around. One day, the man decided to go and meet the Buddha. He had heard of the Buddha's teachings, and the profound impact that they had on people's lives. He wanted to be initiated and receive the Buddha's guidance to help him change his ways. However, he was afraid that people might not allow him to enter through the main gate of the monastery. So, he decided to go at a time when there were not too many people around. He entered from the back wall of the monastery, and by chance, the Buddha was gone for begging at that time. As the man was making his way through the monastery, he was caught by one of Buddha's disciples. The man explained that he had not come to steal anything, and he was well known in the village. He expressed his desire to become a sannyasi, and asked for the Buddha's help. The disciple was not convinced and took him to Sriputra, a great astrologer, and someone who had the capacity to read people's past lives. Sriputra was asked to look into the man's past lives to see if there was any hope for him. Sriputra looked into his past lives, and to his dismay, he found that the man had been a murderer, a sinner, and a criminal in all his past lives. For thousands of lives, the man had always been a sinner, and Sriputra started trembling and said that it was impossible for the man to change. Sriputra concluded that the man was so dangerous that even the Buddha couldn't change him. He asked the disciples to take the man out immediately. The man felt hurt and thought that there was no chance for him to change. He wanted to commit suicide and decided to hit his head against the wall to kill himself. Just then, Buddha was returning from begging and saw the man. Buddha stopped him and took him inside the monastery. After a few days, the man was initiated and became a disciple of Buddha. Everyone was confused, including Sriputra, who questioned how someone who had lived thousands of lives of misery could change so quickly. Buddha replied that the past didn't define the future, and if someone decided to change, they could change in an instant. The man had the intensity to change himself, and his decision was decisive. Over time, the man transformed himself and became a positive influence on others. He spent the rest of his life teaching others about the importance of forgiveness, redemption, and change. His story was a testimony to the transformative power of the Buddha's teachings and the human capacity for change. This story teaches us that no matter how dark our past may be, we always have the power to change our lives for the better. We should not let our past define our future and always strive to be the best version of ourselves. This is Wonderful Words of Life Motivation. Thanks for watching.